This course is as much for the therapist and kind of encouraging the therapist to go through these 6 stages to actually do their own work. A good place to start with that is by keeping a journal. And not a digital journal. Everyone talks about mindfulness. I think an important component of mindfulness is to go out and choose a journal. Like you make a trip to a store or online, and you're just kind of looking for something to put this internal work in, and you want to pick something that appeals to you and that you only use for journaling and this internal work. So when I first started in 1978, I was just a student. I didn't have much money. I just used a Coyval notebook. I read some book by Morton Kelsey about this, encouraging people to kind of do this internal work. And that's really when I was exposed to the Jungian kind of stuff. And then as you do that work and you kind of record your dreams, you begin to work with your dreams, you want to know more, you read other books and by other Jungians, and it really just got to be part of my life. So I don't know if every therapist needs to do this work, but I think it's certainly, there's this notion that you can only take your clients as far as you've gone in terms of an individuation continuum. So if you don't ever kind of look at yourself, you can't take them very far. So I think journaling is a really important start. So I use 2 journals. This is kind of my daily one that I use, and I write it. I like it because it has this little thing here. I know what page I'm on. It's not cheap or cheesy, and when you open up pages, they stay open. I don't like fighting with my journal. I also I have a couple different ink pens that I use. Mainly I use this pen. This pen was made for me by a friend who makes pens. So this pen started out with these 2 blocks of wood. This wood is from the olive tree from the Holy Land, from a place in Jerusalem. And so it's special. It kind of relates to soul work. So he takes these blocks of wood and he turns it into this, which is beautiful. And it never leaves my house. In fact, it rarely leaves my journal. I have this other journal that is handmade by Micah from Iona Handmade Books. And this is amazing. She's in Texas, so she takes this leather that's kind of been cast aside, and she creates books out of it. She binds it. She makes her own paper. I have to wrestle with this book. But I use this pen that my wife got for me. And it has black, and I can turn it and it can be red. So in my journal, the red is a dream, and the black is me amplifying, working, trying to work with the dream. So I use this one specifically kind of for dream stuff, and this is kind of my daily, how can I be better, what did I do today that I could have done better, just kind of internal kind of things that I've done over the years in keeping a journal. And then when you can kind of combine that internal work and you go see an EMDR therapist, man, you're ready to roll. You're ready to actually take a good look at who you are. And it's a simple way to think about it is, what is your core negative belief? And of course, mine was, I'm not good enough. I was premature. I wasn't good enough the day I was born. So that's the thing that EMDR had to sort of neutralize, and it did it in a very effective way. So, if you're thinking about coming to my course, I would encourage you to start choosing a journal, start writing in a journal, starting to record your dreams, and I'm always happy to discuss that stuff at this training. And I think it's a wonderful process for a therapist who is interested in the science of the mind, right? They should be interested in their own mind to understand what's going on internally, so you can grow and individuate, go through the process. And if you've been through the process, you know what it's about and you know how to take your client through this process. And so that's one of the other things we'll be talking about in my training.